All righty. Okay, now I'm here. I'm working on my mini series, and my mini series that is now called Racist Monster Teachers. Yeah. So I'm working on the mini series, and I'm simultaneously working on a movie called Death versus Racism. And the model that you see either to my left or right on, but that model is for the movie. I want to put this up. Ekbok, baby. Ekbok. I'm gonna try to have this so you can read it the right way. But yeah, Ekbok. This is a black comic book type of convention. East, wait a minute, East Coast Black Age of Comic Convention, right? East Coast Black Age of Comic Convention, and that's going on right now is the 4th. So in a few weeks, it's gonna take place. It's free. You come in there free. Bring everybody with you, and you got our dark skinned brothers and sisters and their characters, their comic books, and their cosplay. It's Afro cos, so it's encouraging cosplaying dark skinned superheroes. I'm with my fingers, and that event is going on. I'll definitely gonna be there. I have some of that footage of me, up in there, and I'll put that up on here. So I'm gonna give an update. This is March the 4th. May. May the 4th. This is May the 4th. And right now, I'm working on episode 2. Oh, my goodness. All right. A little interruption there. I'm working on the Racist Monster Teacher episode 2. Episode 1 is done, but I'm in the process of putting it on the website so that you can download the whole episode to your phone or your laptop. I'm working on that right now. Uh, I got the technical part as far as like the movie is on the site. It's ready to be downloaded. I even got the ability to for the monetization of it, for you to pay and all that. The paywall and everything is in place, and everything is in place. But I had an issue with my logo. Trying to put my logo on the website, I was trying to shrink it down and manipulate the size so it could fit in the parameters, but the logo kept coming out all choppy and blocky, so I decided to redo a logo to fit the website. And I'm running into some of the special effects, problem with some of the special effects that I want, excuse me, on my logo. So I want it to look as best as I can. And, I ran into a problem generating the special effect. So I was fighting that out. I'm, fighting that out. And I recently won the fight yesterday. And right now I'm taking a break. So tomorrow, yes, I should be able to continue working on the logo. Once the logo is done, then I'll put it on my website, and then I'm going live. I'm going live where there'll be a website that you can go to and download the first episode of Racist Monster Teachers, formerly called Just Schooling Them. I scratched that out. I scratched that out. It's now called Racist Monster Teachers. And when I get it all together and it's ready to go live, I'll come out with another video. Hopefully it'll be like in 2 weeks. I'll come out with a video announcing that it's ready for download, that you can pay. I'm looking at I'm looking at like $7, $8 or something like that. Not because I'm trying to make money and gouge my people. It's not about the money. But I do have to pay off the the means in which I'm using to bring it to you. So I have to pay them a certain amount, a percentage, and then I get a certain percentage. So I want at least to receive a certain a certain amount, like $5. I want to at least every time a movie is sold that I receive $5. So the amount that I have to pay the website is going to be a certain percentage. I forget what it is. So I'm doing the math, and then I got to adjust, and then it's not going to be more than $10, but I'm thinking it's going to be around $7 or maybe $8. I want it to be $5. That's that's what I wanted, but I have to pay the website, in order, and so I have to deduct. That's the business part. I had to deduct what I got to pay them and make sure I can get $5, you know, for the transaction. So it'll probably be $7. You know, if I can do it, I'll say six. You know, but if I got to go over six, it'll be seven. And I'll announce all of that when when I get all of this, my logo and the website ready. I'll come on here and be like, y'all can now purchase my first episode, and it's gonna be five. It's gonna be like $7. Hopefully, be seven, and I'll be like, y'all can go ahead. Here's how you do it. I'll have a link. I'm trying to get one of them QR codes. You know, I'm also gonna have to make flyers, you know, and that way I could go and pass out flyers, especially at this event and other places and events, or just walking down the street in the hood, pass out the flyers. So I got to make a flyer. I got to make a flyer, which ain't all that easy. It got to be eye catching and all the information and everything. And the website has to be up. So I'm gonna do that after I finish the website. So logo first, then have the website, then I work on the flyers. All of this while I'm being homeless and working on my other projects. On second episode, which I am like almost in the middle of episode 2. I'm already almost in the middle. At this point, I'm working so fast. I'm simultaneously, as I animate it, I'm rendering it. And for people who are animators, they would know that that's crazy pace. That's a crazy pace that I'm on. I'm animating it, As soon as the scene is completely animating, then I'm going to go and render it right there, you know. And then I'm going to go and put the special effects and everything in it right there. So when I complete all of the animation, the rendering is simultaneously going to be done with it, speeding me up like light speeds. At that pace, I know I'm going to definitely have this done. Um, Definitely before the end of this year. So it's looking like I could do an episode a year. It's looking like that right now. But as I learn and as technology and doors open up, I get faster, I get stronger. I can go from one a year to two a year very quickly. You know, all I have to do is keep at it and everything will come to me. Everything's coming to me slowly but surely. You know, before you know it, I'm going to have a studio with uh, employees and everything. You know, before you know it, make your head spin. And you're going to look back at these videos and say, man, he came a long way. But right now, I got to be the one that, that's driving the ship. I got to be a lone ranger right now. I got to be the one man band. And that will bring in everything to me, you know? And that's the thing that is scary to most of our people is that you got to go by yourself for so long when you start in the industry or business. You got to go so long that it could break you. It could break you as far as money. It could break you mentally, and it could break your health. You know, you have to be very careful. But in this racist world, we as dark skinned people, we have to do it on our own at first. We got to, do it all alone first, fight it out, and take the loss. And it's very hard. It's very hard. It takes its toll. So far, so good. I'm glad that I have the one episode done. And the second episode is shaping up to be very fascinating. I made I made the series in such a way so that one person can do it. So the first episode, I was easy on myself with the story, with the action. I took it easy. And then the second one is a little bit more demanding. The third episode, more demanding. Fourth, way more demanding. Fifth, demanding. And you get the point. So I made it in such a way that I could pace myself. And so far it's working. I was able to do the first episode. And now I'm doing the second episode with a lot of more ease. It's easier to me. And when I get into the third episode, I shall find it to be easy, even though it'll command more. I should still, find it more easy to deal with. I'm climbing, you know. I'm learning as I go. I'm getting stronger as I go. And this is how I plan it to be for me. So, with that all said and done, my brothers and sisters, Ekbap, Ekbap. I'm going to sign off and say love, respect, my people. Cut!